Okay, so as you counted the first the qualities of a good leader, and now come to the second question. In second question we have a very interesting and beautiful quotation, and this quotation is exactly about the leadership. Okay, so you may just read this quotation and share your points of view about this question. Former American President John Quincy Adams said, if your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are leaders. What do you think this quote means? Do you agree or disagree? You may just think about this quotation and then share your points of views about the meaning of this quotation. Okay, so let's start with Ms. Chamangul Amiri. You may explain this quotation if you have any idea about this.
Okay, sir. Hi. I hope you're doing well. So, according to this quotation, so we can say that this quotation is a positive sentence which motivate us to be a good person. And the question that in here mentioned is that those who state this sentence, are they leader? Of course, I disagree with this sentence, because not just leader have responsibility to motivate and inspire and support us, but also there is another other person who can support us. Even one positive sentence that we are coping with them may affect us in a good way to become a good person. Not it is not just only leaders responsibility to always motivate us. There is other people who can motivate us, even ourselves. And about this sentence, I disagree that just good leaders have this responsibility to motivate us, but also good leaders can also instead of just saying positive sentence, they can take action and in a good way, as my classmate mentioned, and assert their opinion. So they should have this thing and finish there.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly the things that you explained. For example, if your action inspire others to dream more. Okay, for example, we all dream. We dream. Our life is, for example, going on based on dream. But the people who see you, they dream more, learn more. For example, if someone sees you that you are enthusiastically, interestingly, motivatedly you are learning, so these people will also be interested to learn more, to do more. For example, usually they are working 6 hours in 24 hours, but when they see you, they will work 10 hours. And next one, become more. Okay, for example, when they are right now they are having a plan to become something, for example, completely different as they have seen you. For example, already they didn't have any plan. Right now they want to become, for example, a lawyer, an engineer, a scientist in the future. And next one, you are a leader. So why you are a leader? Because you are affecting on the behavior, on the life of some other people. Okay, so here we have some vocabularies, and these vocabularies are used to explain leaders. Okay, for example, the first word is clarity. What is the meaning of clarity?
Should it means clearness?
Yes, to be clear as possible. Okay, clarity function as a noun, and to be clear as possible, as clear as possible. Next one is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means the interest, the desire, the love, the motivation, the energy that you have in your body. And next one is initiative. Initiative, and initiative is the noun form of initiate. What is the meaning of initiate? Initiate means to start for the first time. Okay, to start, to initiate. Sometimes when we ask the students to start their speech, and they usually say that initiating by the greatest name of Almighty Allah. Initiate means to start with the greatest name of Almighty Allah, and initiative means the start point. Innovation. Innovation means the creative ideas, the creative mindset, the belief that you are thinking. It is like innovation means the idea which can create new ways, new method, and new system. Motivation means to encourage, to persuade, to give energy from inside your mind, mentally or from inside, that if you have energy to make you, to ask you to go and to move forward, this is called what? Motivation. And next one is promote means to improve, to make you to move forward step by step, become better than the previous time. And next one is realistic is adjective and modifies the condition or the situation of a person who can make decision based on the real situation, real information, or real condition, the condition which is present. For example, some leaders are living about the past. For example, they were saying that yeah, in the past we were like this one, right now we do not accept this condition. So the people who are making their decision based on the real situation, those people are called realistic people. Realistic. For example, when you talk with some people, and especially in the interview, in the job interview, the people may ask you, are you a realistic person or idealistic? Idealistic means that you are living based on the idea, not real. But if you say that I am a realistic person, they will laugh at you and they will say, yeah, mostly welcome, because we need the real people, realistic people. A responsibility is the noun form of responsible, the person who accepts whatever they do, whether it is right or wrong. And rule means it is usually, when we talk about the role, we mix with models. Okay, role model. And role model is the person who function as the sample for another people. Okay, so role model means the symbol that we are going to apply that one. And role for explain, or the person who can function, who can do, or who can act as a sample of life. Take on is a phrasal verb, means to start an action. Take on something, take on to start the new action. Versus, and mostly this word means opposite. For example, if I tell you what is the difference between must and have to, so I usually write like this then: must versus have to. So what is the difference? Means that what is the difference between these two? Versus means difference or opposite to each other. Okay, now let's come to the second part of our book. Here we have some interesting information here. For example, now listen and take notes. Listen to the radio interview and take notes on the speaker's central idea and suggestion. Write the main ideas and key phrases you hear. Okay, so here we have leadership topics, main ideas, and key phrases. Here you have, in this point, you have the leadership. Okay, so this is the title of that one. This is the title of leadership. In this point you have, but in here you should write the key points, main idea, and key phrases. Okay, so here we have, for example, important leadership qualities. The person, the radio program may explain, yeah, this is the first quality, this is the second quality, this is the third quality. You may take the notes here, and what organization can do to encourage leadership at all levels. Okay, so you may explain the key points here. And next one, benefits to having leaderships at all levels. Okay, first, important qualities of leadership, what organization can do to encourage, to motivate the employees to function as a leader. And next one, what is the benefits of functioning as a leader. Okay, so here I will play the audio. You may do listen and complete this chart. Let me check and find the listening part of this one.
Unit 1. Note-taking skill. Activities A and B.
If you are a leader, then you know that highly motivated people do better work than people who are discouraged, tired, or just unenthusiastic. But how can you keep a team excited over the long haul? How can you motivate them to do their best? Those aren't easy questions to answer, but here are 3 simple ways to start. First of all, make sure you're communicating your expectations clearly. When you explain what you expect, you're providing your team members with a specific goal. And this will help your team focus their energy and efforts on what is important. Also, make sure to provide your whole team with feedback that will help them improve. Having helpful feedback makes it easier for us to learn and develop, and it also helps us identify and correct problems before they get too big. Lastly, remember to reward good work. Don't just be a critic. Rewards can be anything from a thank you to a party, a pay raise, or even a day off. Be creative, and don't be cheap. Make sure your team knows when they've done well. They'll get excited when they know a reward is on its way, and they'll feel like their hard work is actually paying off.
Okay, so here is not, the list is not clear that which lesson is belong to which part. So this audio was about the previous lesson. Now I will play the next one. You may do lesson. Is it related to this one or no?
Unit 1. Listening 1. Activities A and C.
While every company needs a great leader, some of the most effective ones encourage their workers to take on some kind of leadership role as well. Our workplace columnist, Margot Ross-Graham, joins us now to talk about leadership. Good morning, Margot.
Good morning, Mark.
So how does it help to have leaders at every level of an organization?
So I think what's helpful is to have leadership qualities at every level, and that there really actually is a distinction between being in a leadership role, which we often think of someone who supervises people,
right,
versus being a leader in your role, which is, in my opinion, around an attitude of how you approach your work. So I think organizations have every opportunity to create opportunities for people to act more leadership-like in their roles, and I think that's good for organization because it describes innovation and creativity and motivation to people all around you.
So what are ways that companies can create leadership opportunities, I guess?
So one thing they have to do is have a leadership philosophy themselves. And what I mean by that is, in my opinion, one of the greatest ways to promote leadership is to promote teamwork, so cross-borders team activities, because what it does is it puts people out of their comfort zone. It gives them an opportunity to try something new, to practice their skills with a different group, which means they have to try a different way of interacting. But that means organizations have to provide those opportunities and have to believe in people moving outside of their boxes and moving outside of their silos, which creates different kinds of communications as well. So I'd say that's a big piece, is let people move outside of their normal duties and, in fact, encourage them to do that because it gives them an opportunity to try different things. So that would be one thing. And the flip side of that is be really clear on your expectations of people within their roles and within new roles that they're taking on. Because one thing that happens in organizations is a lack of clarity creates a lot of chaos.
Right.
And so it really doesn't create an environment where people thrive. It creates an environment where people are muddled and sometimes not achieving all of the goals that they set out because they actually don't know what those goals are. So being really clear on the roles and expectations is a big thing you can do.
But obviously, everybody can't be a leader, right? You can't have that expectation of everyone, can you?
Well, I think that you can have the expectation that everyone can be leader-like, but it's impossible to have an organization of 200 people and all of them be in leadership roles,
right,
in the traditional sense of a leadership role, because that would mean that all 3 of us would be in supervisor roles and we'd be tasked with supervising, but we'd have nobody to supervise and nobody to set expectations with. and we'd have all different things that we would be doing. So it isn't realistic to think you're going to create 200 jobs in a 200-person organization that are considered management.
So what does leadership look like then if you're in your role? You're doing your job. I mean, are you talking about qualities or things that you do or how you approach your job? Or?
Absolutely. So I'd say an example would be initiative. So demonstrating initiative. So rather than sitting and waiting for someone to give direction, so in a traditional form, a supervisor gives you direction and you take that direction and you go and do it. And then you hopefully evaluate how you did. But for sure your supervisor would. In a leader-like organization, individuals would take initiative without waiting to get direction because they were very clear on what the organization was doing and where they were going. They were clear in their own expectations of their job, so they don't need to wait for direction.
And that's where the organization comes in to make that clarity, as you said earlier, right?
Exactly.
So if you know what that is, then you can
act on it. Which saves a lot of time for people because people are just doing what they need to do to get things done. But also that means you might be more creative in how you approach your work, and you would be encouraged to be more creative, which is more leader-like because it requires different skills to be creative than it does to be a task or rule taker. So I think that's some qualities. Motivation, how you are motivated at work and how you bring that motivation to the people that are around you. And an example I could think about would be when you come to work in the morning, or you guys come in the middle of the night.
We come in very early.
Very in the morning, or whenever you start work, wherever that is, in a workplace, whatever time of day you show up at work, the attitude that you bring to work. So are you excited to be there? Are you talking with people in the environment around you? Are you welcoming and saying hello? Versus you come to work, you put your head down, you get your job done, you don't engage with anyone, and you get out. Which actually is what we would want an employee to do. We pay you to come to work, to do your job, to do it well, and then to go home and come back the next day. And so both of those are things that we expect. But leaders in organizations, or people who have leadership qualities, come to work with an enthusiasm and a motivation that's infectious, which creates other people to be excited about being in workplace. So in the past, I've talked about the importance of leaders or bosses walking around and saying hello to people at work and really excited to see people. But that goes to employees too. So you and I, if I came to work every day and never said hi to you, it's not my responsibility to say hi to you, but I create an environment where you might be more excited to come to work if we actually have an amicable and maybe a good relationship.
Right. So it makes it much easier for everybody.
Well, and more fun.
Right.
I'm sitting beside you all day long. So that relationship building quality would be a leadership quality that's not expected of you to do your job, but it creates an environment for all those around you that you want to be there. So it's quite easy to demonstrate leadership in workplace without actually being in a leadership job.
Well, we had a big list of adjectives that we are usually using to modify the characteristics and specification of a good leader. Okay, so the first question, we have important leadership qualities. We had, and that person had explained many different vocabularies for explaining the qualities of a good leader, but I need someone to just mention some of them. Okay, and let's listen to Miss Najiba.
Okay, so the most merciful and the most gracious. Teacher, me?
Yeah,
I'm Samira Hassani.
Najiba and Samira.
Okay, so the most merciful and the most gracious, hello to you, cherished teacher, and all my classmates. I hope everyone is fine and great. So as you know, today we are going to talk about the leadership topics or the leadership qualities. As you know, actually my classmates also talked about this, and they shared their perspectives about the important qualities. So as you know, we had a listening, we had a podcast here. There were two people that they shared their notions about these three categories. So as you can see in this photographs, we've got three categories: the leadership topics, the important leadership qualities, and the second one, what organization can do to encourage leadership at all levels, and it's to having leadership at all levels. So actually in this part they told us to write the main ideas and the key phrases about these three categories individually. So the first one, what are the important leadership qualities? There were some important qualities according to the listening that I have already written them down. The first one was motivation or enthusiasm. As our teacher also explained this, that motivation and enthusiasm are the synonyms. It means these were the qualities that were really important for leadership. So what do they mean by these two qualities? They say that it means it is the leader quality to initiate while he or she is initiating or starting that work. He or she should be very enthusiastic. It means he or she should say hello to other participants, or whenever he or she initiates the work, she or he should be enthusiastic. It means he or she should not tell the other people that do this, do that, do not do this, do not do that. It means they should not get angry or get mad at them. It means they should demonstrate that he or she is very enthusiastic, that have those kind of participants like those people. It means it can give them motivation to do more, to act more. And the second one was goodwill coming. It means they should have goodwill coming from the participants. It means while the participants are working, they should give them some pay raise, they should give them some positive sentences and these things. And the third one was being creative. It means the leader should be very creative. It means they should have the leadership philosophy. They should be clear with whatever they are doing. It means they should be very creative to give this opportunity for participants to have have teamwork or to share their perspectives about different things. And it means being creative like this. Teacher, should I explain the second category as well?
No. Thank you so much. Already you took a lot of our times.
Yeah,
MashaAllah, when you start, you forget that how much time passed.
I'm extremely sorry. So.
No problem. Just I wanted to just mention that MashaAllah, your English that's why it's very good. And when you start speaking, and you can continue as much as you want. Okay, so thank you so much.
Okay, teacher, but one thing you forgot is, I think, the main ideas and the key phrases. So I mentioned both main ideas and the key phrases.
Yeah, so that's why now see that we have the question in the left side, but which points you are supposed to mention: main ideas and key phrases. Key phrases, for example, we had motivation, we had enthusiasm, we had some, for example, relationship, good relationship, or creative ideas. These are the key points. Thank you so much again. And the main purpose of these types of question is not exactly to check your information, how much information have you gotten from this point, and the only thing that I need to give you more chances, opportunities to express your ideas. Whether it is right or wrong, it is not the problem. Okay, so how can you express it? This is the important. In English, we don't need the information, we only need what to express, whether it is whether it's right or wrong. Okay, so we just focus on expressing our ideas. Thank you so much. Next, I need someone else to express the second question: what organization can do to encourage leadership at all levels? What they should do to encourage leadership in all the levels, all levels of one company. For example, whether they are having 1000 employees or 200 employees or 10 employees. Okay, so what can they do to encourage the leadership and they motivate them to be leaders in their own office and their own workplace, and they should do whatever they want, which is for the benefit of the company. Okay, anyone else? Okay, I need someone else to explain this question. Okay, no one else about the question number 2. What about question number 3? Benefits to having leadership at all levels.
Can I do the second one, teacher?
Let's check if there is someone else, and we will give chance for those students to participate. At least you should participate, because we have this chance, and if you lose and if you miss this chance, so there will be no chance to give you time to speak and to improve your speaking skills. So all these points, all this format and all these lectures or to just create something and some ideas for you to speak and to continue to speak and to improve your speaking skills. So that's why if you have even a single sentence about each of these 3 points, without any stress and without any fear, you can directly open your mic and continue to talk about that one. So that's why I'm encouraging you, motivating you to participate and speak. Okay, next about the second point. If there is no points and there is no ideas about the second point, you may come to question number 3. Benefits to having leadership at all levels. If you have listened to the audio, so there were many points that what is exactly the benefit of creating leadership hierarchy or sequence in all levels of employee works and jobs in the company. Okay, Miss Samira, your English was somehow different, so you demotivated all the students and now they are not participating. What should I do with you?
I don't know, sir.
So you spoke very fast, so that's why now students completely demotivated. So we cannot speak fast like you, so what should we do now? And I want to ask someone else. Yes, okay, so Ms. Samira, you may go on with the second question, and I am waiting for the other students to participate and to give information about the third question.
Okay, teacher. I'm gonna talk shortly about the second one.
Yeah, but speak slowly, okay, not very fast.
Okay, teacher, but as I think it is my problem that I cannot speak fast because it is about 3 months or it is about 2 months that I'm not studying English. So while I'm speaking, I think that all these sentences are wrong.
No, mashallah, your sentences are completely right, but a little bit there are some problems with the pronunciation and fluency, but I am sure that if you practice, all the problems will be solved by passing the time.
Okay, teacher, thank you so much. Okay, so the second one, as you can see, the second category, what organization can do to encourage leadership at all levels. It means there are some organizations that they control leadership, that they can actually encourage leadership. So what organization can do, it means what are the things, what are the strategies that organizations should do in order to encourage or in order to give enthusiasm for leadership at all levels. So as you know, there were some sentences, there were some ideas mentioned here. So the first one was creating opportunities for all people to act more, to do more. It means what did they mean by more? It means there were some people that they do not do as normal as other people. If they, for example, create some opportunities for them, they act more than other people, they do more than other people, they become more than other people. It means the first strategy that is very significant was creating opportunities for people in all levels. And the second team organization should be creating teamwork. It means they give this opportunity for participants to interact in team. It means the participants should have this right to think outside the box. And the third one was being clarity or being clear. It means all the organizations should teach their leaders to, be clear with their expectations. It means they should not have, for example, chaos while they are working with people or while they are working in team.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, as your class fellow, Ms. Samira, has explained that it is very interesting. So for example, if you think a company with 200 employees, so of course that the company cannot create 200 opportunities for the leaders. Okay, so they cannot create that. We should have 200 leaders, but at least they should give the opportunities, the times, and the environment for the people who are working, and they at least should practice leadership. For example, the first one is teamwork, and they should give the employees to have the chances of participating in teamwork, and they should explain clearly everything. For example, one is the clearly they should explain the roles, and they should clearly explain the expectation of companies from those employees. And lack of clarity is the most important part in the company. Clarity is the most important. And next one, let the employees to take action to act, and instead of disrespecting they should be respected, and they should be called with respect, and they should be talked with respect. Then communication is also very important. Creativity, and they must be encouraged to be creative, and their creativity must be appreciated and must be gifted. And next one is attribute and direction and instructions. All are important for creative leadership in a good company. Okay, the last one, benefits to having leadership at all levels. What is exactly the benefit if you make all your employees to be to function as a leader in all the levels of the companies, from the basic to the advanced level? Okay, I need someone else to participate, so please do not be quiet and participate. If you do not, I will ask by your name.
Teacher, should we answer the true and false questions?
No question. The third question of the first part, for example, benefits to having leadership at all levels.
Okay, teacher, but I don't know the answer.
You don't
It was a long video. I know the first video that was you said about the first question. I wrote down all the parts, but the second video was so long, I couldn't take notes.
Okay, so in long videos, when you listen, so you may just take note about the most important points, not about the all points. Okay, so again we will practice during this semester in this book, inshallah. We will practice how to take notes. Taking notes are also very important. Okay, next students, please raise your hand. And yeah, mashallah, now we have 3. Okay, so I didn't notice who are these 3 most Zahra Sadiqin now.
Okay, so assalamu alaikum everyone. About the last question, the benefits to having leadership at all levels. Actually, I didn't take so much notes, but you know the things that I've mentioned, the things that I noticed is that if you create a leadership, if you make employees to function as a leader at all levels, the benefit it is like there is no need for the leader to just push them and say everything to them, to just clarify everything to them and say like sorry, for example, dear Najiba, be on time, like do this and do that, like blah blah blah. So instead of saying all of the things, like they just function, they know everything, so there's no need for us to just mention and to just push them to do that thing. So it is all the thing that I get from the audio.
So it was all the things it was supposed to say. That's great, thank you. For example, creating leadership in all levels means that the employees may not wait for the leaders to give them order, to push them and to ask them to do exactly these things. So they exactly do whatever they think it is for the benefit of the company. This is the benefits of applying leadership for all levels. And the job will be done very fast, and the time will not be wasted, and the energy, the employees may do whatever they do, and they always function very creative, and creatively they may do this one. Okay, thank you. Now let's come to the second part, and which is true false question. Okay, here you may just check these 5 sentences based on the information that you listen to the audio, whether these sentences are true or false. You may just tell me and I wanna take it.
Teacher, I think we should start. It's so simple. We can just say in turns, like the first question, the second. There is no need to do all of them.
So let's just read this 5 questions, and you just tell me that whether it is T or F, then we will move on to the second part. Question number 1, who can read?
Should I read, teacher?
Yeah, you may read the first one and tell me whether it's T or F.
Okay, teacher. Number 1, effective companies put all their workers in leadership roles. It's false because, as we saw in the video, if there is no supervisors, we cannot supervise on them. There is no worker in there. So if all the worker is in leadership roles, so we don't have any worker left.
So we cannot change all the employees into the leadership roles. Okay, thank you. Now next, number 2, who can do number 2? You may read it and tell us it's true or false. Miss Zahra Muhammadi, you may go on.
Mixture.
Yeah.
Okay, teacher. Part B, yes?
Yeah, number 2. Part B, number 2.
Okay. Number 2, one way companies can encourage leadership is by creating opportunities for people to work with other teams. Teacher, I think this is true because whenever team members they work together, so they can improve their, you can say, problem solving, and they can solve the problems faster.
Yes, exactly. One way of creating or making the role of leadership in all the companies. So one way was to creating leadership opportunities. Okay, number 3. Who can do number 3? Number 3, Ms. Zakia, you may go on number 3. Read question number 3 and tell us.
Okay, sir. A lack of clarity in organizations creates opportunities for creativity. I think it is false because
false.
everything should be clear.
Clarity is the way that we can create leadership, but lack of clarity is not the way. Okay, it is wrong. Number 4. Number 4. Okay, Mr. Samir, you may go on with number 4.
Okay, teacher. Demonstration initiative is a good way to be leader-like. It's true.
It is true completely. Initiating, demonstrating or displaying initiative. Okay, next one, the number 5. Who can do number 5? Number 5. So Ms. Zahra Sadiqi, you may go on.
Okay, so the last one, good leaders build relationships by leaving employees alone. So that one is also correct and false.
It is false, yes. Good leaders build relationship by leaving employees alone. It is true or false? You may once again check it. Good leaders build relationships by leaving employees alone.
Okay, it is false because they don't put, they just work with them instead of just leaving them. It is false.
Exactly. Alone means opposite of leadership. Leadership means working in a team. So it is completely the opposite of leadership. Okay, thank you so much, and our time is up. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will continue with the reading book. But next week, inshallah, we will continue from this point. Okay, so let me write it here. Next session. Okay, from this point, inshallah, we will continue from next unit. In next session, we will continue from this point.